adolescents. So the first part I want to cover is why is it important to focus on youth and mental health. The idea of focusing on youth mental health is because in most project academic work it is focusing on health research which tend to focus on elderly populations, children, or women. However, in adolescents, there barely not much they can do, and instead, most of them cover the bias of adolescents, which focusing on the poor decision and how they cannot how they behave while developing into adulthood. So it is important to discover why they have such behaviors. So, and when neglecting adolescents' mental health, it can be a long-term consequences such as development of behavior issue, risking behaviors, or even involving crime activities, which affect the social safety as well as the broader society. So the next slide I want to cover is the disparities in children and adolescents. The goal of the project is to raise awareness to educate community which take care of the mental health issue among children and adolescents. Also to encourage the community such as school, families, or community organization to support the issue in mental health among both children and adolescents, to promote access and health service to make it more affordable, more accessible, and develop strategies to make mental health service more accessible so that there are more families out there could ask for help if they have children behavior change or adolescent behavior change. So at this point, it is also important to address discrimination, and it is also to take care of the beliefs and bias towards LGBTQ and reduce the bully and isolation to them, to provide empathy, compassion, and understanding to them, so it can reduce the rate of mental health. And because of discrimination, it's the result of bullying and could lead them to anxiety and depression. So in this project, the population will be focused on children and adolescents. Children is the individual in the individual whose age is from 0 to 11. Adolescents refer to age 12 to 17. And both children and adolescents are important because children is a crucial development period while they achieve emotional and physical milestone, while they learn social skills and problem-solving techniques. The reason why make adolescence so important is because this is the stage before them approaching to adulthood. So to characterize their emotional development, increase responsibility, and being and take care of their emotion is really important. Also, take care of the LGBTQ youth is also important because they're being unique and special, and rather than being the same as their peer. So it is also to reduce the discrimination and the support of them. The negative comment towards them can cause depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. And this is especially a high amount of black children and adolescents. The statistics show that there are 2.6 per 100,000 in 2027, raised from 4.8% of the adolescents who are being LGBTQ in 2018. So to address the problem, the World Health Organization provide the data. There are approximately 4.4 children aged from 10 to 14 and 5.5 adolescents aged from 15 to 19 experience anxiety disorder. This depression is estimated to affect 1.4 of those aged from 10 to 14 and 3.5% those aged from 15 to 19. And suicide has become one of the most severe outcomes with untreated mental health conditions. It is now the third leading cause of death among individuals aged from 15 to 29 globally, which is really high among these populations. So it is being highlighted to become the urgent need to take care of the issue while it is deeply connected to mental health issue. And also in 2020, which is the COVID began, suicide became the 12th leading cause of the death among all children and adolescents in United States. The second leading cause among youth aged from 10 to 14. The third among aged 15 to 24. Many of those are related to untreated depression, undisclosed urgency, early intervention, and consistent support. So the risk of it is because children and adolescents who identify as social minors, such as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or LGBTQ, have a higher risk of suicide ideation compared to their heterosexual peers because they're unique and because they are not as same as others. Poverty, which related to socioeconomic status and financial difficulty of the household, and the geographic location, which is the living environment, can also contribute mental health problems to both populations. It leads to inequality and access to care and disparities in mental health behaviors. LGBTQ faces increased mental health risk due to the discrimination and lack of support. The negative experience can raise the risk of depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, which also needs to be taken care of. So the other part I want to cover from the PowerPoint is the early signs of the mental health issue. So the early signs of the mental health issue can have low outcomes, which affect the satisfaction and decrease physical and psychological and physical health related quality of life, which can become more aware in young adults, which lower the level of activity, more frequent symptoms, and eating disorders. So here comes the barriers of treatment. The barriers of treatment, the first part of it is the cost. As it present from the video, you can see that the cost of the treatment can be very, very high because this is only one part first of the treatment. As it adds up, it can be financial pressure to the household who has financial issues. So this is first part of the barriers. The second part of the barriers is to discover the issues, such as because in mental health issue among adolescents and children, they're not easy to be discovered because most parents will think they're just being ungrateful or being mad and no reason, being sad and no reason. So it is important to discover the issues and take care of it. So there's some early signs such as children and such as anger, sadness, anxiety, like last to 2 weeks or more. Change in aggression such as interact with friends, family, or teachers. Physical harming themselves and thinking about death or suicide all the time. So I wanted to cover the schools and the community, their roles. So schools can pay attention to the change of the behavior. As a community, they could offer treatments to compromise with policies, so it can be more accessible. As for parenting or caregivers, they could offer such as the behavior change and pay attention to behavior change, especially their emotional part. So cultural is another part which which is another part that shape our behaviors, which is important as well. So as we come to conclusion, it could combine with policy and educators to address the issue. And here's a conclusion. Thank you.